Hello, hello.
Right on time. Right on time.
Right on time. It's Tuesday. I have to keep reminding myself it's Tuesday.
Yeah.
You know, adulting. It's hard. Thank you so much for joining us for KARE 11 News at Noon. We have a lot to catch you up on, including breaking new developments in a story that we've been following for the past 12 hours.
Yes, I'll have the latest on a police search just east of the Twin Cities in just 1 minute.
And of course, we're looking at the weather. I'm not complaining. I keep saying that over and over and over again, but things are changing.
Yeah, eventually all good things must come to an end. And you know what, if you are a fan of the summer weather, just keep in mind it will be around for a couple more days, but changes are on the proverbial horizon. Now, earlier today, this is a 6-hour loop of our radar satellite composite. It looked like it was about to rain, but then all of a sudden those showers, they fizzled just before reaching the Twin Cities metro. This is what we were expecting, and we expect similar things to happen as we head into tomorrow morning as well. Temperatures were already in the 80s, but keep in mind we're just a couple degrees cooler than where we were this time yesterday. So that means temperatures in turn should top out a couple degrees cooler than the 89 degrees, beg your pardon, from what we saw yesterday. Still mid 80s in the forecast today. Here's your hour by hour forecast. We are forecast to see a good amount of sunshine. Some clouds develop later this afternoon, but again, we should stay totally dry during the next couple of days. Summer heat lingers at least through Thursday before we cool things off. We have several rain chances we are forecasting later this week. First chance arrives Wednesday evening, then again on Thursday, and another chance as we head into the weekend. And speaking of that weekend, do expect a pattern shift, cooler and wetter conditions in the weekend and beyond. We'll have more details coming up, Alexis.
Ben, thank you. We begin with breaking news. An all-night manhunt is over in Washington County following a murder there last night. Less than an hour ago, authorities say they've made an arrest. Cece, I know you've talked with authorities. What are they saying?
Yeah, a lot unfolding this afternoon already. We've been in contact with authorities over in Washington County all morning long. And yes, the manhunt in Hugo is over. The sheriff's department saying they have their person of interest in custody. I got that message from officials at around 11 this morning. As you can see in this new video from a few hours ago, we were there overnight with authorities while they were searching a scene in Hugo near where that person was last spotted. There was a heavy law enforcement presence like you see there. Authorities were also asking residents to be on the lookout for the person because they were describing them as dangerous. We're still waiting on more information about who this person is and what kind of crime took place. Washington County said they'd be putting out a press release very soon. Once we get that, we'll pass along the information to you. Alexis.
Cece, thank you. In the last 8 hours, we've learned more about a deadly shooting near a high school in St. Paul. Michelle Beck shares new information from police.
St. Paul police confirmed with us a man was shot and killed, and now they want to know who did it. This is the 18th homicide in St. Paul this year. Police told us things broke right around midnight behind an apartment building on the corner of University Avenue and Griggs Street. According to St. Paul police, a 911 caller reported they heard shots fired and saw a person lying on the ground. Officers found the man suffering from gunshot injuries and medics pronounced him dead. A lot of details are still unclear, like how many shots were fired and whether the victim had anything to do with the apartments.
So this is an apartment building that's across the street from Gordon Park's school. We don't believe it involved the school at all. Obviously, we'll always work with the school district if we believe there's any threat to kids there or anybody or the staff. But right now there doesn't appear to be.
I also heard back from school district officials who say there were no changes to the school day. In St. Paul, Michelle Beck, KARE 11 News.
Charges in a deadly hit and run downtown Minneapolis have just been filed within the last few minutes. Latalia Margali faces 6 counts, including murder in the 2nd degree. We'll have more in our next half hour, but in the meantime, we are hearing from the victim's parents. Demaya Broom was 16 years old and from Fridley. Her parents say she was extremely artistic and wanted to become a nurse. Now they're planning her funeral. Police say she was killed after a 22-year-old woman intentionally drove into a crowd of people after the two groups got into a fight early Saturday morning.
Just beautiful. She was just gorgeous.
The main thing that I would like for people to know is that she wasn't a bad kid. She wasn't a trouble kid. You know what I mean? We don't wish this on anybody.
2 14-year-old girls were also hurt, along with 3 other people in their 20s. If you're heading out for lunch soon, a local restaurant is showing its support for the families affected by the tragedy earlier this month at Park Tavern in St. Louis Park. Bunny's Bar and Grill in Minneapolis is holding an all-day fundraiser they're calling Tavern Tuesday. 20% of all of their sales will go towards the families of Christina Folkerts and Gabe Harvey. They're the two people that were killed when a driver ran into Park Tavern's crowded patio on September 1st. Bunny's is offering $8 tavern burgers, and they hope to raise $4,000. Happening this afternoon, two key players involved in Metro Transit's Blue Line extension project will give their thoughts on the current design. City leaders in Minneapolis and Robbinsdale could vote on whether to give consent to the more than 13-mile project today. The near $3 billion plan would run a light rail track from Minneapolis into Robbinsdale, Crystal, and Brooklyn Park. Each city, along with Hennepin County, is expected to vote on consent by October 10th.
I'm Jennifer Hoff. The Brooklyn Park City Council unanimously voted to install 8 cameras across the city at what the police department describes as crime hotspots, not as traffic enforcement, but to track down, say, a stolen vehicle or one associated with an Amber Alert. They'll contract with a company called Flock Safety that says it first created this technology about 7 years ago and is now in 49 states. It says the cameras take pictures of license plates, but only on the backs of vehicles. The data is stored for 30 days, and the agency using it is audited twice a year. The cameras in Brooklyn Park could be installed in just a couple of months.
An update now on the fire burning up north in Superior National Forest. Lakes and portages in the Boundary Waters canoe area reopened. Officials say that crews are still battling the fire, which is about 27 acres in size, but the fire activity is minimal. Firefighters have been using planes and helicopters to battle the flames that forced several campsites and portages to close. Officials said at midnight the ones along the Wind Lake travel corridor reopened. And now we turn to the latest in the apparent assassination attempt of former President Donald Trump. This morning, Florida Governor Ron DeSantis signed an executive order launching a state investigation. The suspect, 58-year-old Ryan Routh, now faces 2 federal weapons offenses. They say that he most recently lived in Hawaii and he traveled to Trump's golf course in West Palm Beach, Florida, to apparently make an attempt on Trump's life. A Secret Service agent spotted him with a rifle poking out of the tree line and caught him 45 minutes later after taking off in a car. Trump spoke on X Spaces last night, praising Secret Service for their response.
It was quite something, but it worked out well, and Secret Service did an excellent job. And they have the man behind bars, and hopefully he's going to be there for a long time. Dangerous person, very, very dangerous person.
Prosecutors allege Routh had been near the golf course for almost 12 hours, and investigators found a rifle without a serial number in the area. Due to the past convictions in North Carolina, Routh is not legally allowed to have a gun, and it's not clear how he got one. Less than 3 hours ago, a federal indictment was unsealed in New York in the investigation into Sean Diddy Combs. He's facing 3 felony charges, including racketeering, conspiracy, and sex trafficking. Combs is in court today to hear the charges against him. His arrest comes after federal investigators raided his homes in Miami and LA in March. He's also been hit with a number of lawsuits accusing him of sexual assault and misconduct. Combs has denied any wrongdoing.
In Washington, D.C. right now, all eyes are on the Federal Reserve for the next 48 hours. They're meeting to decide if they'll drop interest rates, which have been at a 23-year high. That rate influences borrowing costs for mortgages, credit cards, and car loans. The announcement of a cut would come tomorrow. It's expected to be up to 0.25%. Experts say we could see a further decline in rates, too. If you're looking to refinance, you may want to hold off a year or maybe 2 for rates to really drop. As the economy takes center stage this week, Gordon Severson sat down with a giant in the world of investment banking.
This week on Your Money, we have a special episode for you, a sit-down interview with the CEO. I caught up with Jamie Dimon, the man in charge of the largest banking company in the country, JP Morgan Chase. We talk about money, the U.S. economy, the conflicts overseas, and how to achieve work-life balance. Plus the money problems and threats that keep him up at night. But why at the end of the day he is still optimistic that the U.S. economy will continue to grow. You can catch all of our episodes anytime on KARE 11 Plus, on Apple TV, Roku, and Amazon, and KARE11.com.
Well, hey, you'll want to brace yourselves too, because we're officially less than 100 days out from Christmas, 99 to be exact, and some major retailers are already jumping into the holiday season. Best Buy is sharing some key days for you to keep in mind. An exclusive member sale on everything from computers to TVs runs next Friday to Sunday. They'll outline the rest of their deals at their prep for the holidays event on October 21st. And Target Circle Week is back October 6th through the 12th, a week later than last year. They'll also be bringing back the deal of the day during Circle Week and again November 1st through the rest of the season. If you're looking for a seasonal job, they're looking to hire 100,000 people. Job applications open up next Wednesday.